Manhattan Beach, the home to beach volleyball. This is the iconic Manhattan Beach Open. We can't wait to have you here in Stadium Court because it's time to get to women's semi-final action. Therese Cannon, Sarah Sponcil, Sarah Hughes, and Kelly Kolinske, the 1 versus the 2 seed, about to take over Stadium Court. Hi everyone, I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Rich Lamborn. A nice little wave. Why not? You gotta have a little fun, right, Rich?
Yeah.
All right, what is the expectation for this matchup, 1v2?
Yeah, I expect it to be a knockdown drag-out like you would expect out of 1v2. Cannon and Sponcil have been playing some great volleyball the last, I don't know, probably month or two.
Yeah.
So I would think they would have the slight advantage. One extra match being played by Kolinske and Hughes, right?
Yeah.
We'll see if that wears on them. But it should be a good one again.
It does look like Hughes and Kolinske, though, have been dictating terms in terms of their play here in Manhattan Beach. They've been playing highly efficient. So both of these teams similar in a couple different aspects in terms of their approach to the game, their composure, and how they're able to transition back out of points. But before we get into this matchup, we got to get introduced to all 4 of these athletes. We've got Mark Sherman down on the sand.
New match, new wardrobe, who dis? What's up, everybody? It is time for the semi-finals in Manhattan Beach. How we doing today, everybody? Oh my goodness, we got Hughes fans all over the place too. Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be real fun because we have got 2 teams who are looking locked in. One team ready to push their way into the finals. They've been waiting for it all year, and could this be the time against another one who's looking to get win number 2? First up, let's look at the team looking to make their first final here in 2022, and this first player out of Costa Mesa, California. She's got fans all over the world, all over the country, and all over the Manhattan Beach Open. Let me hear it from Sarah's squad for Sarah Hughes. Oh, Hughes keeping up with the red, the Kolinskes keeping up with the green, going on the Christmas theme. I like it. Keeping up with the Kolinskes. Yeah, you're here too. This player out of Pepperdine University, she is a beast at the net, and she's looking to keep that rolling. Give it up for Miss Kelly Kolinske. And their opponents, this first player out of Pittsford, New York, and she is coming into her own, isn't she, at the net, pressing over so tight, so hard to get around, ladies and gentlemen. She is not the wall that you want to see over there. Let me see her, hear it for Therese Cannon. And her partner from Phoenix, Arizona, now in Hermosa Beach, California, the Flying Squirrel. She will be fully off the sand, getting everything into the air. Let me hear it for Sarah Sponcil.
So the women's semis are now set. Cannon and Sponcil alongside Hughes and Kolinske. 1 versus 2. Sarah Hughes, a premier defender in the world. The other, take a look at Sarah Sponcil, the Olympian from just a year ago. Cameron Irwin alongside Rich Lamborn. First serve from Sponcil. Finding line is Kelly Kolinske.
Yeah, with such good defenders, you wonder if this match is going to come down to who can impose their will most effectively at the net between Kolinske and Cannon.
It's a great call by you. Going to see Sponcil and Hughes flying around the backcourt. Kelly Kolinske, you just saw with the kill, 6'2", out of Pepperdine University. Tagging the line is Sarah Sponcil, known to shoot the ball around, but also she's got a wicked arm when she wants to take a swing. Played alongside Kelly Chang in Tokyo. Sponcil lays it up. Kolinske, there's the first block for her.
Yeah, Sponcil trying to shove that up there for her partner. Had to go. Obviously, good attempt, just got a little bit tight.
Short serve to Sponcil. She's quick out of the sand. High ball. And sees the pulling block into the angle beautifully.
Yeah, really nice vision, really nice set as well from Kelly Kolinske there. That pull happening maybe just a touch early. Real easy for Hughes to pick up and put away.
Option high off the hands. There's Cannon. These two teams have met 3 times. Only once, though, on the AVP Tour this season. That was back in Hermosa Beach. Cannon and Sponcil taking the victory in 3 sets played, 17-15 in that third and final. Just wide. Sarah Sponcil, 2-time national champion out of UCLA. Playing alongside another 2-time national champion, Therese Cannon.
And we're going to switch sides 3 in a row for Cannon.
And a nice mixture of tactics from Sponcil and Cannon. Seen a couple pulls. She stays at the net there, induces another hitting mistake from Kolinske.
All 4 of these athletes, products of the collegiate beach volleyball game. You can see Sarah Sponcil and Sarah Hughes in terms of their digs per set on the weekend. 8.1. That's wild.
That is astounding. 8 digs a set. Have they gone 3 at all? Because, I mean, you know, if I'm doing quick math, that's 24 digs a match. That is, like, what don't you dig at that point?
That's very true. We've had one go to 3 on the weekend. It's against Gaffney and Rice. First win was over the Norse twins, Audrey and Nicole. And that's a stuff block if I've seen one. Kelly Kolinske with the strength.
Yeah, well executed. Not always easy as the blocker to win in those jousting situations because the attacker usually has the momentum coming into you. Kelly doing a really nice job of it there.
Push set for Sponcil, and she finds the edge of the block. I mentioned their first and second round. They then took down Quiggle and Skirmerhorn in 2 sets played. And then it was Muno and Wilkerson, 22-20, 21-15. Therese Cannon has been pretty lights out from the service line, even though she misses that there on the weekend. 2 great elements to her game, the serve and block combination she can bring to the sand. Trying to redirect that is Kolinske. You like the thought.
Yeah, that's a great read. So tough up there, though. Even if you make the right read, you still got to contact it perfectly with your hand. And, you know, typically you think of the advantage being on the side of the attacker in that situation.
She's there, and it's out of the net, but not quite enough angle there.
It does go down 7-6.
There's a nice look at the speed of Sponcil, though, in the backcourt, right? Just almost leaning the other way, just accelerates. Breakaway speed, I think we'd call that if we're on a football field.
Different tempo and finding the interior of the arm of Kolinske. We've seen that a lot on the weekend, whether it's in the men's or the women's games, kind of going through the uprights, trying to find every edge of the block, including the one right up the middle.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a combination of a great swing, great vision from Sponcil, but I like the handwork of Kelly Kolinske up there. You know, she's trying to take away both line and angle with her block, taking away a lot of court.
That ball is out of here.
That's a pretty new element to the game of Sarah Hughes, right? The hand setting.
Yeah. Well, no, she's kind of, that last one, kind of fallen back and out of it a little bit. Hughes and Kolinske have been working on those hands this past year.
It's such an important part of the game because you can just locate the ball a little bit more consistently. You have a few more options as far as tempo setting, push setting, all that kind of stuff. So it really adds variety to your offensive game when you can break out the hands.
And that one's going to get called.
So that's something to kind of pay attention to, right? It's a new part of her game, so I'm guessing at least that it's something she's a little less comfortable with. See how long she stays with it after the double call.
It's interesting, her idol, Misty May trainer, who was a setter in the indoor game, notoriously out on the beach using her platform.
Yeah, she and Carrie both are our most dominant team in the history of the sport. Neither one of them handset. But kind of the evolution of the game is always ongoing.
Up and over, Therese Cannon. Working with a streak right now, our Cannon and Sponcil.
Yeah, just some good serving starting off that good blocking defense, right? Moving Kolinske around a little bit, forcing her into some difficult passes, which then cause difficult sets.
11-8. Decide to slow things down on the side of Hughes and Kolinske. We've mentioned the path for Sponcil and Cannon. Here's a look at your quarterfinals and semifinals. The road to the final here in the Manhattan Beach. And you know what's so fun is we will have a first-time Manhattan Beach winner on the women's side. Of the 4 remaining teams, none of those athletes have their name on the pier. So someone's going to be real happy walking away as a first-time winner. Muno and Wilkerson, Chang and Flint, the 5 and 3 seeds, currently duking it out on our outer court. Winning the first set this season, Cannon and Sponcil. I'd say that's pretty decent, 22-0. Hughes and Kolinske, the same regard, so 13-0.
I'm assuming that means we just have to play the first set and then the other team concedes. Is that what happens?
Into the corner, Kelly Kolinske.
Great shot back to the line out of the middle right there.
Sarah Hughes, most prolific beach volleyball player to come out of the collegiate game. 5 national titles to her name. A handful of team titles as well as pairs titles, having played for USC. Alongside Kelly Chang, again, the former partner of not only Sarah Hughes, but also Sarah Sponcil. Into the technical timeout. Let's take a look out on the outer court and see what's happening in the other women's semifinal, where Chang and Flint are facing off against Muno and Wilkerson. 21-17 in set number 1 for Chang and Flint. Just starting set number 2, the near side of your screen, Muno and Wilkerson. Zana Muno with the serve currently. Tough one up the line. And an overpass. Chang and Flint played phenomenally yesterday, as did Muno and Wilkerson. Brandy Wilkerson was putting on quite a clinic in terms of her dynamic play as a blocker. Zana Muno patrolling the backcourt.
Yeah, they beat a real tough team out of LSU this morning.
Yeah, taking down Taryn Cloth and Kristen Nuss out on that outer court. Nice touch, Sarah Sponcil. And sees the pulling block. The flying squirrel. Sarah Sponcil.
Yeah, that's classic Sponcil right there, isn't it? Not only the full layout, but the control with the left arm.
I still don't know if the flying squirrel is the full send nickname for Sarah Sponcil.
Meaning what? You're not
I've
completely
heard, like,
sold on it?
I'm not sold on it. I mean, there's a few different ones. We've heard the Sand Panther, of course, from the great Chris Marlowe. Kind of like the Sand Panther. Kolinske. Great read from Sponcil yet again. The same thing, shoveling the ball is Sarah Hughes, and she delivers. I think Sarah Hughes is still cleaning the sand out of her teeth. Look at this dig.
And that was a great look at that, too. Goes with both hands. Great discipline there.
Quiet platform from Hughes again. And Sponcil's pissed. She felt like she was in a good position, except for she kept shifting to that right side. She was trying to protect the middle, but it's hard when you're moving like that.
Kind of what we would have expected here. Run from one side is trumped by a run from the other side, and kind of back and forth we go.
Rich, you mentioned that this may come down to the play at the net with the great defenders out on the court as well. In terms of blocks, the only ones on the stat line so far are Kelly Kolinske with 2. Therese Cannon still looking for her first.
National champion, UCLA.
Efficiencies for the number 1 and 2 seeds. Nice high set.
A good high swing from Kolinske off the top of the block there.
Look at this delivery. Perfectly straight up and down. You can tell by the way Kolinske lands. Well in rhythm and well balanced. Late move from Kolinske to cover the line. What a touch, Therese Cannon. Where will she go? Again, the airborne. Sarah Sponcil, she's got to find another dig. Could this be the one off 1 foot? Who has the legs? Kolinske does.
No shortage of effort from any of the 4 players out there on that play.
Manhattan Beach, this is what you came to see. Unreal play from the 2 defenders. There's the Scorpion. A lot of animal references for Sarah Sponcil. Squirrel, panther, scorpion. The ostrich, I'm sure, is coming out at some point. And
If she dives head first into the sand, is that what that one is?
And I like that. You have a side switch, you come back out, first contact, side out. That's composure on display. As well as your conditioning. Another good touch at the net. Oh, intriguing.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake, probably. That set got pushed a touch too wide, right, in transition. Sponcil trying to shove it up there to Cannon for the put away. Got it a touch wide, and you were intrigued by the left-handed pokey.
On one. She's been funny in that regard. I mean, if you don't even have to move to dig the ball, I guess you might as well just go on one.
Yeah, it's such a good play when you're standing right there.
There's the pace. The second strong swing we've seen from Sponcil. It's 16-all.
I like that swing, too. Good aggressive approach, and then just chops it down the line.
7 kills now, 7 digs. Wrist away serve to the line. Looking for the touch off the block, but no touch from our head official as well as both of our line judges.
Yeah, the quickness with which Cannon was celebrating that, I feel like she did not touch that.
A lot of teams have tried to do that serve. I know the ball's out of bounds, but a lot of teams trying to attack the depth and the shoulders of Kelly Kolinske.
Yeah, so important, though, to keep it on her after the hitting mistake. One of my major pet peeves from a coaching standpoint is the ending of your own scoring runs with service errors.
Nice hands. Creating out of the middle this time.
The old Statue of Liberty right there.
Scott Davenport working with Cannon and Sponcil. Eddie Matthews on the other side for Hughes and Kolinske. Cannon can't quite find her serve right now. It's her third service error. Middle, but well dug. Open net and the finesse.
So on point, so precise.
That is not an easy shot to pull off right there.
Absolutely not. From over your shoulder, you think all she can do is swing. That reminds me of Misty.
Yeah, that is incredible touch right there at a crucial moment from Sarah Hughes.
6 kills with 0 hitting errors and 7 digs. That's one heck of a stat line just for a first set alone. In terms of the defense on the other side, Sponcil, 7 digs, along with 8 kills. Kolinske currently only hitting 200. 7 kills on 15 attempts, 4 errors to this point. She's added an additional 2 blocks in. You can see Evie Matthews. I got a chance to sit under the umbrella back in Hermosa Beach as the stats come up on the screen. See the distance traveled, as well as total number of jumps. Our highest vertical on screen as well, but it's so fun to hear the interaction, the communication between athletes to coaches. The information distribution is always different regarding one team to another. The information they like to receive, how it's delivered, it's so interesting. A lot of situational and also communication elements coming from Evie Matthews in terms of the game of Hughes and Kolinske. Nice rundown from Sarah Hughes. We're playing a little footballing.
Yeah, having to work so hard to get that side out, though, are Sponcil and Cannon. Unless I get involved in supporting my own theories, did that real point from Hughes and Kolinske come after the ending of the own serving run with the service mistake?
You might have something
I think
there.
it did.
Oh, another layout. Gotta go. Talk about an angle, Kelly Kolinske.
It's a great touch on the block from Kolinske. Maybe even a better set from Hughes in the backcourt, and then just an absolute stomp for the put away.
This now set point for Hughes and Kolinske. Kolinske checks underneath the net, looking back to her partner. They go on Cannon. Push set. Lots of room in the line, but Hughes just walks in. Up and over. The scouting report on full display right there. They know Therese Cannon on the outside attacks down the line. Beautifully done from Hughes and Kolinske.
Yeah, just a great comeback. Kind of midway through that set, they were down a couple points. They stayed the course on their side and really recovered nicely and won that one. I don't know, it felt decisively.
So 21-19, just a 2-point differential in set number 1. What does set number 2 have in store? You'll find out after this. The AVP is brought to you by Terramana Small Batch Tequila. Bring on the mana. By Kolinske, high-performance sunscreen and skincare products for the outdoor lifestyle. By White Claw Hard Seltzer. And by Sky Vodka, made with water enriched by Pacific Minerals for a fresher tasting vodka and soda.
Get ready for a whole new wave of White Claw. New full flavor White Claw Surf. Sensational refreshment for a taste like no other.
We all know it's a good idea to recycle. But what happens to that aluminum can or all that paper after you put it in the recycling bin? Where does it go? What does it become in its second life? See how WM is always working for a sustainable tomorrow at WM.com/stories.
It's the choices we make that define us.
Tryon Trevor's coming off a tough, heartbreaking loss.
And ultimately, the enemy is within. Some people want it. Some wish for it. But others make it happen.
Tryon Trevor, super lethal, bringing fire and passion to the court.
How will you take charge?
Fight and find our freedom. You and I, the sky, the moon, and the light was just a ride. Share a little love, share a little love. Learn to respect one another. We could find a way to make another day brighter now that we got each other.
Hughes, Kolinske, Cannon, and Sponcil. 1 set down, and could it be 1 or 2 sets to go? Take a look at your set 1 stats here at the Manhattan Beach Open in the women's semifinal. The number 1 versus number 2 seed. Points, just 2 points of difference. Was it in set number 1? You gotta like what you're seeing from these premier defenders as well as the blockers up at the net. Kolinske and Cannon. First ball, set number 2. Taking away the cut is Sarah Sponcil. And into the sand goes Hughes. Cameron Irwin here on the mic. I had to release my partner, Rich Lamborn, because he kind of has to go do his other job, which is coaching up Sander and Crab as they're about ready to get to a semifinal on the men's side. On one of the outer courts. Sarah Hughes, transition, and deep corner pocket.
The deep angle for 2-0.
Watch the rhythm here, beautifully done. Finding the depth of the court, does Hughes. Therese works to the right. On one again, well managed by Sponcil. First 3 points going to Hughes and Kolinske. 9 kills, 11 digs, and 0 hitting errors for Sarah Hughes. Strong swing, and it's still done. The on-two, the short angle. It's all Hughes and Kolinske to this point. Hughes and Kolinske looking for their first final in the 2022 season on the AVP Tour. That's a heads-up play into the deep corner.
Including the last two in set number one, that'll stop a 6-0 run.
Sponcil and Cannon won their first title on the AVP Tour in both of their individual careers as well as their partnership back in Hermosa Beach.
Go right!
2-5 on the side switch. Walking through the trek of Hughes and Kolinske this season on the 2022 tour. Finished 5th back in Austin, then they took a 3rd in Hermosa, a 3rd in Fort Lauderdale, a 3rd in Atlanta. Currently wearing the number 2 seed, only to the team across the net at the number 1. Blocked back, well covered. Saw the lefty of Sponcil. Sponcil again feeling like she had a shot there with her left hand, but maybe a little more depth needed. Nice play there from Kolinske. At the net.
Shutting it down 7-2.
What a block. Sarah Hughes. Last time she won a title on the AVP Tour was back in 2018, the Hermosa Beach Open alongside Summer Ross. She's ready to get her name up on the pier. She's got to close out set 2 though and find out who's going to be on the other side in a final. Rolling that up to the net and rolling it over the block.
For 8-3.
So far, made 3 semifinals before this, 0-3 to this point. In Atlanta, they said they wanted it there in the first Gold Series event. Hughes again. Taking rips in transition. Oh, the hands are out! Sarah Sponcil showing no fear, one of the great setters in the game. Look at this. Deflection, she goes no fear. Ball spinning, comes out beautifully. Kolinske doing a really nice job recognizing the block on the other side. Not necessarily trying to find the swing around it, but more so finding the high angles over the top. Stay on Sponcil, she creeps in. The waterfall again, and she's so fast. Look at the expanded set, and Sponcil says easy. Again, big 2-arm double pump and over. What effort on both sides of the net. Cannon and Sponcil, Hughes and Kolinske. Beautifully played.
We got an update, folks. For the women's semifinal on the outer court, we have got our first finalist in straight sets, Betsy Flint and Kelly Chang are in to the finals.
There's a look back at the bang bang play at the net. 5-9 on the switch. Cannon and Sponcil starting to creep back in. That's gonna help. Tough serve from Cannon. And still, it feels like Hughes and Kolinske are finding a lot of points, rolling the ball over the top of the block, shooting. That was a beautiful play from Sarah Hughes off of a very tough serve. Back set again, blocked. Are you kidding me? Sarah Hughes.
So good, so locked in. 11-5.
Refusing to let the ball hit the sand. Unbelievable. What a Cannon and Sponcil have to do to get the ball into the sand.
Here is set number 2 by Cannon and
11-5 now. Cannon and Sponcil take a timeout. Scott Davenport. I like the words there from Scott Davenport. It's not about how we feel right now, it's about how we're playing. 10 kills, 17 digs. Sarah Hughes willing herself into a potential final here.
Finished with 3rd place.
This team has an international gold on this 2022 season. That was back in Itapema in April of this year. They came in as the 5 seed and walked away with the gold.
3rd place in Manhattan Beach. They're not playing together in Chicago, but to make it to Phoenix, your best 2 out of 3 Gold Series finishes, Zana and Brandy.
This is the second Gold Series event of the 2022 season, where these teams are fighting for a shot to get into the championships in Phoenix, Arizona come September. Just 6 teams in action in Phoenix, men's and women's. Push set now for Sponcil, back out of the timeout. That's the way you want to come back with the first ball. Sponcil's efficiency from set 1 to set 2. And an ace!
It's an ace. Right up the middle, 7-11.
Traditionally, watching Sarah Sponcil play, if she starts to find some aces, watch her start turning points as well in the transition game. Nice swing from Kolinske. Block out.
That's a kill for Sponcil, 8.
Just 4 points of difference now. I feel like they got to start making moves. Kolinske wide and over the top. 13-8 into the tech.
For Sarah Hughes and Jelly Kolinske. Now, it's DJ Boucher's turn to throw out mini balls from the DJ Boucher booth.
Chang and Flint have now secured their position into the women's final here in Manhattan Beach. That will be at the 1:30 hour. Number 3 seed taking down a very solid team on the outer courts in Muno and Wilkerson.
That's their fault.
Here's a look at what we have coming up next on Stadium Court. It's the men's semifinal, 1 versus 7. Brunner Schock versus Benish and Evans. Benish and Evans played beautifully this morning against Allen and K-Spear. Then we'll move on to the women's final. And after that, we'll close out our Sunday of coverage here on Championship Sunday with the men's final. Crab and Sander about to get underway in a semifinal out on court number 1. It's a crab boil out there, as Tri and Trevor are their opponent. Pretty sure everyone in this stadium court is going to be hanging onto those seats for the rest of the afternoon. Still getting a hand on it is Sarah Hughes. Ace again. Getting some net love is Sarah Sponcil. Well dug. Can she transition for the point? And Kolinske again, great job in terms of using those hands separately, covering the line, as well as the ball into the seam. Hughes was looking for the high hands there. Therese Cannon still looking for her first official block. She's got 2 control blocks to her name and 3 service errors, make it 4 at this point. She has been so good on the weekend from the service line and throughout the season. And they're gonna call that. That one kept sneaking further and further away from Therese Cannon's body. It's tough when that distance from your chest to your hands becomes greater. Can kind of see the elbow posture there. That's a little better. She gets more underneath that ball. Option back. Good touch, good hustle from Cannon. Shoving into the deep corner using the hands. Layout, Sarah Sponcil, can she find the legs? Hughes again. She's pointing her toes in the sand. Yeah, you might as well strike a pose there, Sarah Hughes. Beautifully played. Kelly Kolinski's fans loving that play. Take a look at this on 1 again. Watch the photo. Oh, we just missed the photo finish. I'm sure Impu's got it on camera somewhere. Need to find a little something now to Cannon and Sponcil. And another ace up the middle. That's where she's found the most success. Blocked. Therese Cannon. Is it a little too late? 3 points of difference now. This is how they start to turn points. The aces come at the hand of Sarah Sponcil. The blocks come at the hand of Therese Cannon. I like this timeout right here from Hughes and Kolinske, recognizing the exact same thing. What adjustments need to take place? There's a look at the updated blocks for Cannon and Sponcil. Thus far, it's been Kelly Kolinske with the advantage at the net.
You can supercharge your internet with Frontier's better, faster, 100% fiber service. If you're not getting enough fiber in your life,
this is our 3rd day of action here at the Manhattan Beach Open, the most iconic beach volleyball tournament in history. The greats of the great. You gotta love how these fans come out. They start at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Before we ever get started, the lines are all the way up the pier and along stadium court. They're 15 to 20 deep out on the outer court as well, watching all the coverage there. Gotta love the most knowledgeable fans in the game here in the South Bay.
Down for Hughes.
Sponcil has done a nice job getting her hand on a lot of those cut shots from Hughes on the right side, but that one not enough of an angle out of the net.
Sponcil 15-18.
Hughes.
3-1 through Hughes. We got one to the switch at 19-15.
Hughes now up to 13 total kills. Her partner Kolinske has 16. That's a nice shot from Therese Cannon. 16 to 19. It's time to dig deep if you're Cannon and Sponcil. Hughes and Kolinske now just 2 points away from their first final in 2022. We have had no repeat winners on the women's side this season. Kolinske. Great call. You heard it there from Sarah Hughes. Sees the polling block. The turn, look, and call pays off.
For Hughes and Kolinske.
It's match ball. No way. The one-arm stab sends it over, and Hughes tries to get her body into the line. A nice cut, though, from Sarah Sponcil, putting some pace on the ball. Approaching, I like that angled approach out to the right side. Hughes and Kolinske a side out for the win now. Can they make it to their first final in 2022? Open net. Cannon! With the cannon! They've turned one. They need to turn a few more. Quick feet from Sarah Sponcil to keep that ball from hitting the net there. Pushing her deep. Sponcil's on it. Does she have the space? Overhead dig. Sponcil with an open net. Hughes for the win! 21 to 19, 21 to 18. Hughes and Kolinske are in their first final in 2022. An incredible performance from the #2 seed. So stoked are they. They came to play in the MBO. The final point, you gotta love the dig from Sponcil. But ultimately, the last swing comes at the defense on the other side. Sarah Hughes
Well, Manhattan Beach, we are guaranteed.
A hard-fought battle by the #1 seed as well, Cannon and Sponcil. You gotta love the effort you saw. But ultimately, Hughes and Kolinske have booked their ticket to the final. It's gonna be the #2 versus #3 seed. And a new winner on the women's side here in Manhattan Beach.
We'll have a new winner in just a little bit. The women's finals are set for 1:30.